Hey everyone, in this video we are going to be starting our last assignment in design and modeling before we race our cars. I call this one our CO2 car ready to race. We got to complete this before race day to be ready for race day. We got to go down here to this car testing sheet link. If we select in this, we will be asked to make a copy. And one of the things I always tell my students to do is as soon as we make this copy, we want to change the copy of to your name. So we want to select up right here, and we want to change that copy of to our name. So I'm just going to go Layman Industrial Technology Car Testing Template. Now, this is Google Sheets. A lot of you are probably very new to Google Sheets. It's very similar to a thing called Excel. At the same time, the first tab is where we're going to end up playing and learning a little bit about our cells. A cell is one of these little pixels or one of these little rectangles. It works kind of like a bingo where we have a column by a letter up on top, and we have a row by a number down the edge. In this, all we're trying to do is, change this and make some beautiful artwork. But I'm going to come back to that in a second. Down here in the bottom, we have formatting fun. That's what we're calling this. We have understanding formulas. Don't mess with this tab until we get there. We have Newton's Law, where you're going to be changing your name and hour, and then also entering your weight in grams and getting your friend's weight in grams eventually. Roll testing, where we'll be sending our car down a little ramp to see how far it rolls and how far off center it goes. Aerodynamics, we're going to be assigning a number, basically 0 through 10, that explains how well our aerodynamics or our opinion about our aerodynamics is. Educated guess is kind of bringing all these things together. And then lastly, seeing our graphing at the end. At the same time, we're going to go back and talk about formatting fun for right now. Now, so in formatting fun, what we're in here to do is basically make something while we have free time. And that's something, I'll be honest, later on, I will give extra points for the ones that take your time and make this thing beautiful. Now, I've made my artwork down below, and that says I love tech. All right, so I have a few cells that I've changed different colors. I have a few cells I've changed different colors and added borders to. I have a few cells where I've changed different colors. And I've also entered some, data, like the letter C. At the same time, the direction says, to clear what is there, click a cell, then click the roller and drag over all my beautiful artwork. So in the directions, what I want to start by doing is selecting a blank cell, top left corner. Clicking on the roller, which basically copies whatever I click on as far as the cell that I started with, and I want to click and drag through that whole piece. When I release here, it's going to clear that all out. At the same time, after I'm done doing that, my C's are still there. I can get rid of those by clicking and dragging, selecting all those cells and hitting the delete key. Now I have an empty canvas where I can learn to bring colors in by selecting, changing colors up here. All right. I can add borders to my cells by right next door. There are different pieces. Maybe I want to do all borders, or maybe I just want to do the top or the side or the bottom. I can add borders by doing that. And then I can also add things to the cell. Like maybe I want to put a number in there by selecting into it and then hitting a character like a letter or a number. You can move those numbers around in the cell by your alignments. If I want it to be more in the middle, I can push it more to the middle, and it will move those things around. But anyway, we're basically going to be editing this sheet to make some kind of artwork. If you're dry on ideas, do a Google search and look up pixel art, and you'll find some really cool things. Some of my favorite ones, like the American flag, people have done, or like doing a little CO2 car that's kind of pixelated. There's some really neat things I've seen this way. At the same time, this is where we should crash land whenever we are bored. Now, that's the start of the video. This is our first portion of the playlist, talking about formatting fun and what we should do in this portion. At the same time, in our next video, we'll talk about what's going on with understanding formulas. All right. Thank you all for watching this video. I hope everything makes sense. Have a good day. Enjoy your formatting fun.